Hey guys, this is Christian here. Today I'm going to be doing something new, a live movie review. Who knew? Who knew this would happen? I've never done a live movie review before. I've done pre-recorded ones, but not one live. And I'm gonna have, for people who've seen the movie, we can have a discussion about it in the comments. Obviously, I'm going live, so you guys can put in your thoughts as I go along. But yeah, almost a week ago, I saw Wicked Part One. Uh, So yeah, part one of Glicked and part one of the iconic Broadway musical that I've seen twice, once in 2017 and once 2 years ago in 2022. Um, this movie is directed by John M. Chu and it stars many people: Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande, Jonathan Bailey, Ethan Slater, Marissa Bodie, Bowen Yang, Peter Dinklage, Michelle Yeoh, and Jeff Goldblum are like the main people. Pretty much all of like the main actors in the movie. There are also some cameos, well, this is a spoiler review. I'll get into those when I get to those, but yeah. So this movie is pretty much follows very closely with Act One of the musical. It follows Elphaba and Glinda. They hate each other, then they're best friends, and then they meet the wizard, and stuff changes. Stuff changes. So yeah, going into this movie, my expectations were like I was expecting it to be good. I thought the trailers were decent. Um, but then the reviews came out, and the reviews were fantastic. And I was expecting like a 7 or an 8 out of 10 movie. I think people who like love Broadway, who love Wicked, who love The Wizard of Oz, I think they're gonna like this. And folks, so yeah, my expectations were like 7 or 8 out of 10, but the movie still ended up being better than I thought it would be. It's not a perfect movie. There's some issues with it. We'll start with the issues because that part's not really gonna take too long. So yeah, but yeah, there's currently no people here. Come on, guys. I'm gonna try to get some people on here. So yeah, but oh, okay. I'm gonna see if we can get some people to join because this would be fun with like a crowd of people, not just me here. So yeah, let's get like 5 people here or something. Uh, I'll post in my community tab that we're going live. But yeah, this movie ended up being way better than I was ever anticipating it would be. So I'll get into why. But first I'm going to talk about what I didn't love about the movie because that part's going to take less time. So yeah. So I think the biggest issue with this movie is the cinematography and the lighting. In a lot of scenes, the lighting is very. It's either everything is either very overexposed or very underexposed, and the colors are kind of bland and dry. It doesn't really have like poppy colors like the Wizard of Oz, like the original Wizard of Oz does, which is a shame because the sets and everything are so amazing. They unfortunately get dragged down by the kind of bad cinematography. So yeah. Also, the visual effects, they're good for the most part. There were some noticeable green screen scenes, but overall, it wasn't anything like horrible. It wasn't anything like it's more just nitpicky. Cinematography is not just nitpicky though. The just cinematography is generally not good. Also, the runtime, it was very long, 2 hours and 40 minutes for a part one, and we're gonna get part two, and that movie's probably gonna be over 2 hours as well. So yeah, but and some of this, there were some scenes that went on a little bit long for me. There's like one scene before they go to the Emerald City, before they get on the train, they're like saying goodbye, and it takes like 5 minutes for them to say goodbye, and it's like, and I was like, come on, I want you guys to get on the train. I want the rest of this movie. I want this movie to crank up to 11 once they go to the Emerald City because it does. Also, there was another scene like towards the end during Defying Gravity where Elphaba's just falling and she falls for like a minute and that's like too long. She should have been falling for like 30 seconds or something. But don't worry, once she's done falling, we get the best scene in the whole movie. So there's that. Anyway, we'll talk about the good now because I think that's pretty much it for the bad. So I'll continue with the craft. The set design is phenomenal. The costumes are gorgeous. and the set design, most of it's practical, very little CGI. But yeah, the Emerald City, the university that they're at, the Munchkin Land, all of it just looks so detailed and so lived in and so immersive, and that's so important for a movie because like if the world's not immersive, you're not gonna get immersed in the movie. Also, we gotta talk about the performances because oh my god, they're amazing. Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are both phenomenal here. When Ariana Grande was like first cast, I didn't know. I just like, why are they casting random celebrities? I was never skeptical about Cynthia Erivo because I know she's a great singer and she's a great actress too. But yeah, Ariana Grande, she hasn't really acted much outside of Victoria since Sam and Cat, and obviously she's a singer. So at least they cast someone who could sing. But when the first trailer came out, my doubts kind of went away. I thought Ariana Grande kind of fit in the role, but seeing the movie, she was way better. She was actually amazing. She's funny. She has amazing singing. She's kind of a scene stealer, even though I think Cynthia Erivo is probably the better performance. I think, but yeah, they're both phenomenal. I think they both should get Oscar nominations. Whether they will or will not, we'll see. Well, Ariana Grande is gonna get nominated; she could win, but like Cynthia Erivo is more of a toss up. More of a toss up. Most reviews only talk about those two, but not me. We're gonna talk about the supporting cast too because the supporting cast was pretty good. I think the best supporting outside of the two leads, I think the best one was Jonathan Bailey as Fierro. I thought he had good singing. Too bad that during that dance with their live sequence you could like barely see him because of the lighting, but yeah, great singing. That's pretty much like his biggest scene. He has like other scenes with Elphaba and Glinda. So yeah, I can't wait to see his character more in part two. They're really gonna expand him, and he's gonna have like a bigger role there, I think. I've seen it, so like, yeah, you'll know what I'm talking about. Jeff Goldblum, I thought was great casting as the Wizard. His singing is okay, but like his acting is very good. He's a very good fit for the Wizard. Michelle Yeoh. A lot of people didn't like Michelle Yeoh in the movie, but I thought she was good. I think she's one of the weaker performances in the movie, but she's still good. I think she nails both aspects of Madame Morrible's character, the like the nice teacher character, and then later on, it's revealed she's working with the wizard and manipulating Elphaba the whole time, and it's like, and I think she plays the villain pretty well. So yeah. Peter Dinklage was also good as Dr. Dillamond. He doesn't really have. I think this is probably the most we're gonna see of his character because he doesn't really get much to do in Act Two. But yeah, he was good. Ethan Slater and Marissa Bodie have very little to do here, but their roles are like way bigger in Part Two. So I think they will really get to see them shine as Bach and Nessa Rose. And then there was also Bowen Yang and the other friend of Glinda. They were good. Bowen Yang was kind of funny. Shut up. Um, okay, but yeah, but Bowen Yang and the other friend, they were funny, but like they don't really have much to do aside from that. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, overall the cast was good. So yeah. The script, it's pretty much the same thing as Act One of the musical, but Act One of the musical is very good. So yeah, and they obviously expand some stuff. They like add more to the musical numbers. They have longer scenes. So yeah, during their most of the musical numbers were fantastic. Standouts for me, the standout musical numbers. Well, The Wizard and I think that's not one of the like bigger and grander musical numbers, but that song is just amazing, and Cynthia Erivo is a phenomenal singer. One Short Day, well, that was a great sequence, mainly because the set design was amazing on the Emerald City, and there were multiple cameos in there from. So obviously there's a spoiler warning here, so if you haven't seen the movie, click away if you haven't already. But yeah, there's multiple cameos there from Kristen Chenoweth and Idina Menzel, who obviously sing in the movie. They sing a whole new like part of the song that wasn't in the Broadway musical. And then there's also other cameos from the writer of the musical, and I think her name is like Winnie Holtzman. And then there's Stephen Schwartz, the composer. He also has a cameo, so all that was interesting. So all that was cool. Some people might think it's distracting because, like, oh, Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth, oh, they were the original ones. But I thought it didn't really distract me much. Dancing Through Life was great. I love the set too, the rotating library. That was all cool. I like that. Popular was good. That has the one scene of color in the movie of like poppy colors with like the pink at the end. Uh, there was also, and then of course, the wait, no, I have to talk about the opening first. No One Mourns the Wicked. That scene was fantastic. And then of course the big one, Defying Gravity. That song is very good. And then at the end, once she's done falling for a minute, and then she gets her broom, it's like the amazing ending and amazing way to conclude part one of this movie. And now we're gonna have to wait a whole year for part two, a whole year-long intermission. It's a long wait, but I think it'll hopefully be worth it. Uh, Thank you. Yeah, it was a great movie, a wonderful movie. Uh, Before I saw this movie, I didn't know that this movie needed to be two parts. Like I was just like, okay, why is this two parts? But like that seems so climactic. To follow it up immediately would kind of be like the rest of the movie would like pale in comparison. Well, maybe part two is gonna pale in comparison to part one because Act Two of the musical is not as good as Act One. But I still think Act Two will at least be good. Hopefully, Act Two has a lot of plot holes and like it ties a lot into the Wizard of Oz, like the events of that movie. But I think they're gonna. What the hell are these comments? All right, you're going. You're delete. Uh, I never I never considered suicide until now. Yep, you're gone. Okay. Um. So yeah. I think Act Two is just not as good as Act One. So maybe Part Two is not gonna be as good as Act One. But hopefully it's still like a 7 or 8 out of 10 movie. My hopes are pretty high after watching this, and I think Act Two is really gonna be the act they expand because like they expanded a good amount from Act One, but it's pretty much still the same musical. However, Act Two is like super like rushed. You have scene after scene, song after song, and they're probably gonna want to have some time to breathe in between those sequences. They're also adding 2 new songs, so maybe I think they're gonna add more, and they're gonna make it. Act Two of the musical is only an hour long. They're gonna find a way to make Part Two of the movie over 2 hours. That's my guess. Um, I'm gonna try my best not to spoil Act Two. Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil Act Two. So yeah, is that pretty much all I have to say? I'll talk about awards because I think this is gonna get a Best Picture nomination. I think Ariana Grande is gonna get nominated. She could win. I think I actually have her winning right now. She's competing with Zoe Saldana and Amelia Perez, but I think she can win like Critics' Choice, SAG, Golden Globe. I think she can make it to the Oscar. But they're both supporting performances in musicals, and those win a lot. So yeah, it could be a competition. Costumes and production design, it's absolutely winning. Dune's not winning. Dune 1 and 2 already won. Well, Dune won the production design. It didn't win costumes, but that's because Cruella was there. But yeah, Dune 2 is not going to win costumes because Wicked's there, and Wicked has amazing costumes. It's such an immersive world. I think they're going to give it costumes and production design. It's going to get a sound nomination. It's a musical and Best Picture. It's going to get that. Visual effects, I think it's going to get, but that category is a mess, so maybe it could get that, maybe it could miss. Talking animals look good. There were some noticeable green screen scenes, but like nothing terrible. Editing's a toss-up category. Actress, I hope Cynthia Erivo gets in. I think she's going to get Golden Globe, Critics' Choice, SAG. Could miss BAFTA. That could make or break. She could maybe get snubbed like Margot Robbie did for Barbie last year, where they nominate the supporting performance but not the lead performance. Imagine if they nominate Jonathan Bailey and Ariana Grande but not Cynthia Erivo. I wouldn't like that personally. If they nominate Jonathan Bailey with both of them, then fine. But if Cynthia Erivo is not there either, I wouldn't like it. Um, Jonathan Bailey, I don't know if he's gonna get nominated. He got the HCA or Astra nomination, but that might be all he gets. He might not. If he gets like Globe, Critics' Choice, and SAG, it'll be a real thing. And BAFTA too, because he's British. But like, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna get adapted screenplay because they don't really nominate Broadway adaptations. They nominated Chicago, but that was the Best Picture winner. Um, I don't think it's gonna get director either. I think John M. Chu could get like a DG or a Critics' Choice, but like I don't know if he's gonna get much aside from that. Especially because the direction we already have a blockbuster and Best Director with Dune Part Two. We might not even get any of those, but I think Dune is way stronger in terms of director than Wicked is. Wicked just seems like the branch would not go for that because they like to go more with more highbrow stuff. So yeah, makeup. I don't think makeup's gonna happen either because it's only like hair. I mean, yeah, they turn Cynthia Erivo green, but yeah, that's pretty much all they do with the prosthetics. So yeah, I don't they only go for prosthetics, which I think is dumb. I think they should honor hairstyling too, because it's makeup and hairstyling, but they only look at it as prosthetics. And even the movie with the most prosthetics ever, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, missed the shortlist. Missed the shortlist. That was crazy. But yeah, I think part two is gonna have more makeup actually, but I don't know if that's gonna be a bigger contender because we're so far away and it's a sequel. But like part two is probably gonna have more makeup because they had like other characters from The Wizard of Oz that like required more makeup. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say about this movie. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this review. I'm gonna try to do this again with Gladiator 2. I'm seeing that on Friday. Hopefully we don't get any trolls in the comment section again. But yeah, and later next week I'm gonna do Golden Globe predictions, and then award season will be back. I'm gonna be doing live Oscar predictions sometime after Globe and Critics' Choice nomination. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.